iSARMs.com, the #1 place to learn about SARMs online.
Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So I have a really good topic for you today. We're going to discuss the role of estrogen in men and women. Now we know estrogen is primarily a female hormone, but it's equally as important in men as it is with women. Now, estrogen levels that are too high or too low can cause weight gain in both sexes and make it quite difficult to build any sort of lean muscle mass whatsoever. So, understanding the role that it plays in both male and female bodies is an important first step toward actually ensuring the proper balance. So, what is estrogen? Well, estrogen actually refers to a group of female sex hormones. These are going to include estrone, estradiol, and estriol. Now, estriol is most abundant in the female body during pregnancy, but it may benefit the bone and urinary tract health of both sexes when it's applied topically. Now, during pregnancy, estrogen works in conjunction with another female hormone known as progesterone to prevent an additional ovulation from taking place. So this is why estrogen together with progesterone are two of the primary ingredients that are in birth control pills. Now let's talk about the role in women. In women, estrogen is produced primarily in the ovaries, and it's responsible for the secondary sex characteristics that appear in females during puberty, such as pubic hair, armpit hair, and the development of breasts. Now, during childbearing years, the hormone helps regulate the menstrual cycle, and it's also responsible for bone formations. Skin, hair, and pelvic muscles are all affected whenever estrogen levels begin to decrease after menopause. So how about the role in men? And this is one that is quite confusing, especially since it's a female hormone and men often get confused on the exact role of estrogen. Well, let's take a look at it. In men, estrogen is produced by the adrenal glands and the testes. Now, its function in males is to initiate spermatogenesis. Now, spermatogenesis is the maturation of sperm cells. So clearly, estrogen is vital for men as well, just not as much in abundance as with women. Now, as with women, estrogen helps men develop strong bones, and to some extent, it's actually responsible for sexual development, although to a far lesser degree than in females. Now, estrogen levels that are too high in men can lead to several problems: infertility, gynecomastia, erectile dysfunction, and you could be put at a higher risk for certain types of cancer. And when you have that water retention, you're going to have an increase in blood pressure. It can be very, very detrimental. It can give you unwanted fat gain, make it hard to build muscle. It's a very, very dangerous game to play when it's too high. And I've also done videos on when it's too high and too low. When it's too low, you can have also a loss of libido. You're going to feel down. You will also possibly gain unwanted fat and also have trouble just performing anything you do because you'll be so tired and lethargic. Now, let's talk about the effects of aging. The perfect balance of estrogen and testosterone is actually essential for the regulation of several important body functions. Now, estrogen hormones are actually formed from circulating testosterone via a process known as aromatase. Now, as men grow older, testosterone production decreases while estrogen production increases. Now, once women reach menopause, estrogen is produced in decreasing amounts, which is largely what is responsible for hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, and vaginal atrophy. Now, let's talk about achieving a balance. Men with unusually high estrogen levels may need to do more than receive testosterone supplements. They may also need to maintain an ideal weight through diet and exercise, in addition to getting adequate sleep each night. Regulating estrogen levels in women is far more complicated, as a great deal of fluctuation takes place during a woman's various life stages. Doctors may recommend eliminating birth control pills, bioidentical hormonal replacement therapy, or adding progesterone. Avoiding sugar and simple carbohydrates may also be recommended for women who also suffer from polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, estrogen levels can be checked via a very simple blood test and even through a saliva test. And when compared with the list of symptoms, The results of these tests will help doctors come up with a safe and effective treatment plan. Now, we know with the steroid use, obviously with elevated estrogen in men, you're going to want to use an aromatase inhibitor, your Aromacin, your Arimidex. Letrozole is a last option. You have to control it. You don't want to let it get too high, and you don't want to let it get too low. There's a fine line. And when you get your blood test done, it'll show you what's in range, but you don't want to be near the low end or near the high end. You always want to be in the middle. So for men, an estradiol range in the higher 20s or lower 30s. Anywhere in the 20s and 30s is good, but the higher 30s, you're getting on that brink of, just being possibly a little bit too high. And you really want to make sure that you're controlling that. You have to be aware of your body's reaction, because some people can actually get by without even using an aromatase inhibitor, depending on what they're running. And some people can't even be in the same room as things that convert to estrogen, and they need a lot. The overall reference range in men is going to be like 10 to 40 PG to ML when you're looking at your blood work testing. Like I said, you want to be in that middle category. Women's is far different, 27 to like 125. And I like to see women at least in the middle as well. Obviously, women need far more. It's a female dominant hormone. So that is the role of estrogen in men and women. I just wanted to make it clear. I want to give everybody a nice understanding, get a grasp of how it is, how it works, why it's necessary here and there, and what you need to do to increase it, lower it, etc. So, Dylan Gemelli, signing off.